Episode 16 of Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 begins with two intense battles we see is between Megumi Fushiguro and the strange man who had sprung out of that RIP Indagen's domain in the previous episode. Fushiguro has a hard time keeping track of how insanely fast this new stranger is, and he hardly breaks a sweat cutting through row upon row of Shikigami that Fushiguro sends the man's way. Additionally, he doesn't pull any of his punches even while fighting a teenager and makes throwing entire trucks look like child's play. Fushiguro continues dodging the blows to the best of his abilities, but can't manage to escape all the beatdown that this strange man throws at him. Fushiguro's only saving grace is knowing that Shoko Eri, a classmate of Gojo Satoru and Fushiguro Sr., is nearby, and she can heal his body given that he doesn't incur too much damage. Meanwhile, Principal Masamichi Yaga and Eri are conversing about saving the lives of Ijichi and Neda using the reverse curse technique. Eri is visibly tensed and stressed and can't help smoking a lot of cigarettes, to which the principal comments about her having given up smoking. She puts the cigarette out, saying she misses being a student. The eerily fast attacker, without any cursed energy, sees through every move that Fushiguro throws at him, and then prepares for the final killing blow. Fushiguro realizes that if he misses his opportunity now and misreads the attacker's timing, he won't survive. As he prepares to stab his opponent with the cursed tool, he draws insanely close to the teenager and slices his side with the sharpened nunchucks he'd snatched from Maki in the previous episode. However, the killing blow to Fushiguro never comes, and instead, the man stares at the boy's face intently for a few minutes before darting away. We get to see a faint memory of Toji, where he's found speaking to Naobito Zen about his son, Megumi. Toji says that he'll hand his son over to the Zen clan in exchange for money. Although deep down, it's because Toji knows he'll be a bad influence on Fushiguro if he's around. Toji said back then that he didn't care about his son, but at the moment, he questions the boy before him about his name. Fushiguro replies with his last name, and Toji Zen smiles slightly before stabbing himself in the head with the sharpened stick. Having learned that his son didn't go into the cursed Zen family, he happily kills himself, or rather, his ghost that's been summoned does. Confused, Fushiguro starts heading for Eri to have his injuries treated when Haruta Shigemo attacks him from behind, wounding him severely. Meanwhile, Kusakabe, another sorcerer associated with Jujutsu High, and Panda's current partner, is looking for continuous excuses to avoid heading to where Gojo Satoru has been sealed. He knows for a fact that he's not skilled enough to fight monsters that can control the corpse of Geto Suguru, and curses that are setting the entirety of Shibuya ablaze. Thus, he panders to Panda, looking through every nook and cranny of every building, hoping to waste enough time to avoid seeing any actual action. However, Kusakabe's plan is foiled when two newcomers arrive. They were once part of Gito's team when he'd wanted to remove all the humans from the world and make a planet just for sorcerers. However, following Gito's death, there was a rift in the team, and these two went ahead with Gito's original plan, while Nanako and Mimiko just wanted to retrieve their adoptive father's body. We all know what happened to those two poor girls in the previous episode. After explaining their plan to Kusakabe and asking the sorcerers to surrender, they realize that the Jujutsu High people intend to fight. However, before any of them draw their weapons, the building behind them explodes. Sukuna and Jogo are locked in battle, although it's mainly Sukuna wiping the floor with his opponent. Jogo can only scream and make attempts while he's thrashed brutally, as all his counteroffensives, including setting an entire building on fire, are simply ignored by the King of Curses, Ryomen Sukuna. Jogo is humiliated further when Sukuna ridicules him for being so laughably weak, and he decides to go all out in his final attack. Jogo summons an entire meteor made of the things in his surroundings that were engulfed in a giant ball of flame. Kusakabe, Panda, and the followers of Geto are about to escape when Sukuna appears out of nowhere and reminds them all that no one is allowed to move a muscle until he permits them. Of course, failing to listen to him will result in certain death. Sukuna makes everyone hold their breaths as the meteor gets closer and closer, and at the last second, he lets people flee. Sukuna continues that if Jogo truly wanted world dominance, he should have burned everything in sight without hesitation until they reach Gojo. However, he tells Jogo that he was one of the stronger enemies that Sukuna has battled in the 1,000 years that he's battled countless entities. He asks Jogo to stand proud, and Jogo can feel tears rolling down his eyes. He doesn't understand these feelings. Sukuna doesn't either, and he proceeds to incinerate Jogo to ashes. Meanwhile, Haruta screams at an unconscious Fushiguro to wake up, as an unseen entity approaches the panic curse tool user. As the episode ends,